नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते राधानाथ स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्य देशतारिणे। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितमेन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसूते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ईश्वरा परम कृष्णा सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादिर गोविंदा सर्व कारण कारणम। हरे कृष्ण। By the causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, we have successfully finished 12 slokas in the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, devotional service, Bhakti Yoga. So Krishna has already explained to us in detail that what we should do. We should very clearly, Krishna has very clearly explained to us what we are supposed to do. And now in the next 7 slokas, so today we are going to study 2 slokas together, 13 and 14. So in each and every sloka, actually, at the end, Krishna is going to say, this, if you do this, you are very dearer to me. If you do this, you are very dearer to me. Like that, Krishna is listing out all the qualities which Krishna likes. That's what we need actually. We want to know what Krishna is expecting from us, what Krishna wants from us. Because every day when we are studying Bhagavad Gita, we are saying that we need to please Krishna, we have to satisfy him, we have to do everything up to Krishna's expectations. So that's what our goal. But how do we know how we can please Krishna? Following this entire Bhagavad Gita is very important, of course, because in this entire Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is teaching us how we should live, what we should do, what is karma, what is akarma. Everything Krishna is very clearly teaching us. But what kind of qualifications we should gain by doing all these things which ultimately pleases Krishna? This is what is very important. This is what is leading to the 13th chapter, and then when we study the 14th chapter, so 15th, 16th, everything, especially in the 16th chapter about the divine and demoniac natures, we are going to study at length about the divine qualities. So the same thing Krishna is already explaining here in the 12th chapter itself. Also in the 13th chapter about what is knowledge. So when Arjuna asks the question, what is knowledge? At that time also Krishna is explaining those qualities. And in the 14th chapter also when Arjuna asks the question that what are the qualities of a person who is freed from the modes of nature? Gunanietan. So Kailingai Trin Gunanietan Atito Bhavati Prabhu. So Kailingai, but by what qualities I can understand a person who has transcended the 3 modes of material nature? Kailingai Trin Gunan Etan Atito Bhavati Prabhu. Kimacharaga Katam Chaitan Trin Gunan Ativartati. When a person is freed from the 3 modes of material nature, that means when a person has transcended the 3 modes of material nature, so kimachara, so how he acts, how he behaves. So this is what kimachara katham chaitan. So kim katham kai, all those things Arjuna is asking in that question in the 14th chapter. Towards the end, Krishna explains that also. So now in the next, all these slokas we are going to study from the 13th to 20th sloka, almost 8 slokas. Krishna is basically listing down all the qualities we need to gain. We need to gain so that Krishna will like us, so that we can please Krishna, so that we can actually go to Krishna as well. We can be qualified to go to Krishna as well. We need to meet all these qualifications. But in these 8 slokas, even though we are studying about all these, Krishna is saying that if you do like this, you are very dearer to me, like that. But at the end, that sloka which I have quoted many times in the past, which I am quoting every day, that if you give this knowledge to everyone, if you share this knowledge to Krishna's devotees, then no one else can become dearer than us, than the person who gives this knowledge to others. Nacha tasman manushyesu kaschin me priya krittamaga bhavita nacha me tasman anyega priyataro bhuvi. So that's why this spreading this message, teaching this Bhagavad Gita knowledge and bringing more devotees to our Bhagavad Gita class, all these things are very important service we need to do actually, which is very easy for us to do. We just have to spread the word. That's it. So that devotees, we can identify the devotees and make them devotees and give them this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. So that kind of opportunity Krishna has given to us through this Bhagavad Gita. Every day we are studying Bhagavad Gita. So now Arjuna just asked only one question to Krishna, that which is the best? Who is the best? Those who are worshipping you as a person, or those who are worshipping you as an in-person? So that's what Arjuna asked. But for that question, Krishna is answering very elaborately, very clearly. In each and every sloka, we are understanding very nicely that who is the best. Krishna said that the devotee who is always engaging in my worship. So Krishna is saying that if you focus your mind on me, so then I consider them teme yukta tamo mataka. Maya sakta managa partha yogam yunjan madasrayaga asamsayam samagram mam yogam yunjan madasrayaga. So I consider him to be the most perfect. That's what Krishna said. That. So in the 12th chapter we already studied. So Krishna is teaching us very clearly. So with faith, with Shraddha, so with faith when we worship Krishna, so then Krishna is considering us to be the most perfect. That's what we studied. So Shraddhaya Parayopeta Teme Yukta Tamo Mataka Maya Sakta Mayavesya Manoyemam Nitya Yukta Upasate. That's what Mayavesya Manoyemam Nitya Yukta Upasate Shraddhaya Parayopeta Teme Yukta Tamo Mataka. That's what Krishna is saying. So we need to focus our mind on Krishna. That is the ultimate goal here. Mayavesya Manoyemam. Though we need to focus our mind on Krishna. In all these slokas, repeatedly Krishna is teaching this one single point, that we need to focus, we need to fix our mind on Krishna. That's what is very important. Everywhere, the entire Bhagavad Gita, everywhere, all these slokas, Krishna is repeatedly teaching us, instructing us that we need to fix our mind on Krishna. That's why this chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra is a very important practical process we should actually do every day to fix our mind on Krishna. So then we will be able to fix our mind on Krishna. That's what Krishna is repeatedly teaching us in this Bhagavad Gita. So there is no other better way to focus our mind on Krishna other than chanting, and also of course spreading this Bhagavad Gita, listening to Bhagavad Gita and spreading this message. So these two ways, we are directly getting ourselves connected with Krishna. When we talk about Bhagavad Gita, when we recite the Bhagavad Gita slokas, we are actually remembering Krishna very well. And then when we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, by bringing our mind and focusing it on the transcendental sound vibration, so we are actually remembering Krishna. So this service, this is a very important duty which we should do every day. So that means we need to plan our life this way to do that. That's what is very important. We need to plan our life. So there are so many schedules we are making in our life. A lot of things. If you are working in a project, if you are working on a job, there are so many projects, so many deadlines, so many schedules we are making. And there are software tools are available to make all these project schedules and all such things. We need to use such kind of tools, such kind of softwares to actually schedule our life, schedule our every day, our day-to-day activities in our life. We need to schedule. That's what is very important. And we need to follow that metrics. We need to create metrics, and we need to meet those metrics. That's what is very important. We need to periodically review whether we are following as per the schedule or not. That's what is very important. So this is our very, very important project, this human project. So we are doing so many other projects, but this human project, this life, human life, this life itself is a project. So we need to successfully complete this project. When we can say that we have successfully completed this project, if we are able to remember Krishna at the time of death, if we are able to completely forget about everything in this material world before we die, then our project is very, very successful. So in this material world, when we are on the job, there are so many different deadlines we need to meet, and we get so much stress and all such things. But this is only one deadline, that is our death. That is at the time of our death. This is a deadline. Before that, we need to finish this project. That's what is very important. We need to successfully complete this project before we die. So that means we don't know when we are going to die. So the deadline we don't know. So this is a real deadline. So we are going to die. We cannot postpone. We cannot do anything. So we are going to die. So before this deadline, we need to free ourselves from all the bondage to this material world. Karma bandha, janma bandha, everything, all the bondage, we need to free ourselves from this material world, material bondage. We should not be thinking about anything in this material world. So that means daily reading the news, daily watching the like games and this and that and so many things, movies and all such things are all basically useless, because they are going to keep us in this material world. We will not be able to go to Krishna's world. They are basically going to bind us to this material world. So we will not be able to go to Krishna's world, Goloka. So this project, this human body, what we have got, it's an excellent tool, and we have got the human brain, and we need to effectively make use of this to study and understand this Bhagavad Gita fully, and then follow Krishna's instructions, realizing very well that we are the soul. If we don't know that, if we don't have the knowledge about ourselves, then it doesn't matter whatever we know in this world. Everything else is, if we don't have any knowledge about our own self, if you don't know that we are the soul and Krishna is the super soul, if you don't even know that Krishna is our supreme personality of Godhead, if you don't know that we are the soul, we are not the body, we are the soul, and Krishna is the super soul, so that means we don't know anything. That means we are fools only. We don't know anything. That's why Krishna is saying that muda like that. We don't know anything, that means. So we need to know about ourselves. That's what is very important. That we are not the body, we are the soul. We need to know that. That's what is very, very important. How are we going to know that? Only with this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Only by studying Bhagavad Gita, we will know that. By understanding Bhagavad Gita, by following Bhagavad Gita, by spreading Bhagavad Gita, by worshipping Krishna, by surrendering unto Krishna, all such things are going to help us to get ourselves away from this material world and takes us very, very closer to Krishna. Then ultimately we will be able to cut all the attachments. Asanga sastrena dridena chitva. That's what Krishna is saying there. All this attachment, they are sviruda moolam. They are very strongly rooted in this material world. All our attachments to this material world, material sense objects, material relationships, all such things in this world, everything is very, very strongly rooted. Suviruda moolam. Now we need to take the weapon of detachment. Asanga sastra. Asanga sastrena dridena chitva. So very strongly we need to cut all these attachments. So by connecting ourselves with Krishna, with this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, equipped with the weapon of this Bhagavad Gita, Jnanasina. Jnanasina means the weapon of knowledge. So we need to chitvainam samsayam. We need to cut down all our doubts. We need to destroy all our doubts which have arisen due to ignorance. Ajnana sambhutam. Ajnana sambhutam means due to ignorance. So all the doubts which have arisen in our heart, kritastam, So all the doubts which have arisen in our heart due to ignorance, we need to cut them. We need to destroy them with this weapon of knowledge, this Bhagavad Gita. So when we are able to do that, so then we will be having the real knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So this is the knowledge we should be taught. Everyone, all the kids in the schools, they should be taught this knowledge, that we should teach them that we are not the body, we are the soul. Otherwise, studying all other subjects in the school and colleges, they are only going to help us to get some money, get some job, and just to live here until we die. That's it. So that's it. It's not going to help more than that. It's not going to deliver ourselves from this material world. So this is unfortunate. This is not being taught everywhere, all the schools. But earlier days, so before this, all the subjects came in place. So that was the knowledge everybody was studying in the Gurukul. That's why they were taught. This Bhagavad Gita was taught. So this is a very, very important knowledge, which is knowledge about ourself, about the soul. And we have got an opportunity to study and understand this entire Bhagavad Gita as it is, as Krishna said. That's what is very important. Same, whatever Krishna said in the battlefield to Arjuna, word by word, each and every sloka, we are understanding. The same way Arjuna got this knowledge from Krishna, the same way we are also getting this knowledge from Krishna, because we are reading this Bhagavad Gita. So only thing, we are not asking the questions, Arjuna is asking the questions. So in a class, if there are several students in a class, many students in a class, maybe one or two students only will ask the question. So like that, here Arjuna as the best student, he has asked a lot of questions. The other students get benefited actually when the teacher explains the answers, gives the answers. So like that, here, what are all the questions needed? Arjuna has already asked Krishna, and Krishna has explained, Krishna has given the detailed explanation. That's what is very, very important. In one sloka, when Arjuna is asking the question, Krishna is taking 50, 60 slokas to explain them in detail, at length. And we are getting such knowledge. So Krishna is directly teaching to us. That's what this, when this Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is directly teaching this Bhagavad Gita knowledge to us. He did not only teach Arjuna, but he's also teaching us this Bhagavad Gita directly. We are studying, we are understanding. So we are very, very gifted. So this is a really GT. So in schools, they have some gifted and talented programs to identify the children who can do some math, all such things, or they put them in a different classroom and they will try to give them even more assignments, homework, all such things. But we are really gifted, and we are really gifted and talented. So because we are getting this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, so this is a real matchless gift from Krishna. Srila Prabhupada, when he opened ISKCON in New York, so the store, so what he named the store in front of the ISKCON temple, he named the store as selling his books, that store as matchless gift. So this is the Bhagavad Gita is the matchless gift. So we are getting that knowledge. So we are understanding it fully. We are understanding all the answers. And Krishna is very, very clearly teaching us that you first do this. If you are not able to do this, then at least do this. If you are not able to do this also, then at least do this. Oh, you can't do this also? Then at least do this. So Krishna is giving us the relaxation. Krishna is asking us. So whatever we do in those lists Krishna has given us, we are going to go to Krishna, Goloka. So Krishna is asking us 24/7, you just remember me. That's it. Don't do anything else. Just fully focus your mind and intelligence on me. That's it. 24/7. Mayeva manadatsva mayi buddhim nivesayega nivasisyasi mayeva atavurdvam nasamse. So 24/7, you fix your mind upon me. But for us, depending upon our age, it may not be possible to do that. Definitely it is possible for the person who already retired and who is in the age of 70 or 80, is getting very close to leave this body. Of course, everyone has to leave this body. Everyone has to die. Nobody can escape from this. Nobody can stop the death. So at that point of time, there is absolutely no point in thinking about this material world at all. No point in reading the newspaper or watching the games or TV or TV news or watching the movies or this and that. It's totally useless. It's at all age, not only at that age, but definitely at that age. What I am saying that 24/7, we should be able to simply focus our mind on Krishna. But how that is going to happen? We have to prepare for that. We have to prepare to die. That is the main thing. We need to use this life. We need to use this life to prepare for death. Like when we study, when we go to college, when we study our schools, when the exams are scheduled, so at least we know that when the exams are there, and what we will do, we will prepare in advance and get ready and practice, and many times write practice tests, practice exams. That's what is going to help us to write very well in the exam. If you don't do practice exams, practice test, it's very difficult to score good grades in the exam. So we will practice. So that way, when we die, so there is the exam. There is the exam for us. The death is an exam. So we need to practice. We need to practice remembering Krishna. So that means when the exam comes closer, what we will do in this material world? We don't do anything else. We will only prepare for the exam. If tomorrow is the exam, then today, all the time we will sit and study only for the exam. We don't do anything else. So like that, when we go very close and closer towards death, when we get closer and closer to death, we need to 24/7 only remember Krishna only, nothing else. So that's what Krishna is saying, Mayeva mana adatso mayi buddhim nivesega nivasisyasi mayeva atavurdam nasamse. So, but until we get to that status, we need to practice. That's what in the next sloka, if you are not able to fix your mind and intelligence on me 24/7, you practice doing that. Abhyasa yogena tato mamichaptu dhananjaya. Atachittam samadhatum nasaknosi mayistiram abhyasa yogena tato mamichaptum dhananjaya. But if you are not able to do that practice, then directly engage in my service. Matkarma paramo bhava. So madattam api karmani kurvan siddhim avapsi. Then if you are not able to madhyogam ashritagam, so if you are not able to directly engage in my service, so then you actually give up the attachments. So give up the sarva karma pala tyagam. You give up the fruits of the activities. So that's what is the tyagam. That's what ataitatapi asaktosi madhyogam kartum madhyogam ashitaga karma pala tyagam tata kuru yatatmavan sarva karma pala tyagam. Then in this sloka, what we studied yesterday, Krishna said in the 12th sloka, Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasat dhyana dhyanam visisyate dhyanat karma pala tyagaga tyagat chantiranantaram. So if we give up the attachment to the results, we are going to get peace of mind. That's what Krishna is saying. Now, as I mentioned earlier, Krishna is teaching us all the qualities. So in the sloka number 13 and 14, Krishna is listing the qualities which makes us dearer to Krishna. So Krishna is saying that Advesta sarva bhutanam maitraha karunayevacha nirmamo nirahankaraha samadukka sukha kshami santushtaga satatam yogi yatatma drita nishchayaga mayarpita mano buddhi yomad bhaktaka same priyaga advesta sarva bhutanam. So not envious of other living entities. So one should not hate others. So that's what Advesta Sarva Bhutanam. That quality we will gain if we study this Bhagavad Gita, if we fully depend on Krishna. So if we are not attached to material sense objects, so then we are not going to compete in this material world with anyone for the material resources. So there is no enviousness because we are fully connected with Krishna. So that's what Advesta Sarva Bhutanam. Maitraha Karuna Yevacha. So be friendly and kindly to everyone. So Maitra and Karuna. Maitraha Karuna Yevacha. Nirmamo nirahankaraga. Nirmamo means without claiming for any proprietorship. So many times Krishna has used this word nirmamo nirahankaraga. So Vigaya kamanya sarvan pumam saratti nispirgaga nirmamo nirahankaraga sasantim adigachati. So nirmamo nirahankara. So without claiming for any proprietorship. Don't think that anything is owned by us. We own only Krishna. Whatever we possess is actually owned by Krishna. So we cannot claim that it is mine. So we should not say that. So Krishna is ours. So that's what is very important. So nirmamo nirahankaraga samadukka sukha kshami. So being equal in both happiness and distress, sukha dukkha. Kshami means forgiveness. So we should be able to forgive others because we know that no one is doing anything. Everything is done by the three modes of material nature. So there is no point in saying, blaming somebody for something. So that way, forgiveness. So santustaga satatam yogi. Santustaga means always satisfied. Santustaga satatam. So santustaga satatam means a yogi who is always satisfied. Yatatma drita nishchaya. So who is self-controlled, who is yatatma. So yatatma drita nishchaya means with great determination. Nishchaya means certain. With certain, drita means determination. So drita nishchaya. So with great determination. So mayarpita mano buddhir. So those who offer their mind and intelligence unto me, they are my devotees. So yo mad bhaktaga, they are my devotees. Same priga, they are my dear devotees. They are very, very dear to me. Such a devotee of mine is very dear to me. So one who is not envious, but is a kind friend to all living entities, who does not think himself a proprietor and is free from false ego, who is equal in both happiness and distress, who is tolerant, always satisfied, self-controlled, and engaged in devotional service with determination. His mind and intelligence fixed on me. Such a devotee of mine is very dear to me. That's what Krishna is saying. So we will become very, very dear to Krishna. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we have successfully completed 2 slokas today. Sloka number 13 and 14 in the 12th chapter. Hare Krishna. I will stop now. We'll discuss if any questions are there. Hare Krishna.